welcome. Today is June 14th, and I'm Miss Liz from Baylake United Methodist Church, and we are going to learn today about how Jesus sends us. This is the Great Commission. So we usually talk about how Jesus helps us, but today we're actually going to talk about a way we can help him. In the Bible, in the Gospel of Matthew, so this is Matthew the disciple, he wrote all this stuff down. He says Jesus is getting ready to ascend back into heaven, and when he does this, right before he goes into the clouds, he leaves the disciples here on earth. But before he goes, he asks the disciples to do something. He asks them to make disciples out of everyone, out of all the nations, and that's in Matthew 28:19. So a disciple is another word for student. And so students, as you know, are people who learn about something. So Jesus was the teacher for the disciples, and now Jesus is asking the disciples to go out and be the teacher for everybody else, for all the people who want to learn about Jesus. And he wants them to teach very specific things. He wants them to teach that God loves them, that he will forgive them for their sins, and that Jesus is the Son of God. In order for us to do what Jesus says and go out and make disciples of other people, we have to be disciples ourselves, which means we have to continue learning about Jesus. And we can do that through reading our Bible. We can do that through praying with our parents or with another adult. And we can do that through Sunday school or vacation Bible school. But another way that will be recognized once we become disciples of Jesus is how we love people. And in John 13, we see Jesus's new commandment is to his disciples was to love others as Jesus loved them. And Jesus says, then you'll actually be recognized as a disciple of God by how you love one another. So Jesus loved everybody. He came for the sinners and the oppressed. He came for people that society forgot about. And he just came to show his love. And so we as disciples want to love other people. So when you see a classmate that might be sad or lonely or scared, think about what Jesus would do. Do you think Jesus would try and help that person? Yes. So we, as disciples of Jesus, as Jesus's followers, as his students, want to help everyone we meet that may need help. So making disciples for Jesus isn't as tricky as it sounds. In fact, sometimes it can be fun. All you need to do is ask a friend if they would like to come to church with you, or invite them to a youth group meeting, kind of like we saw Maddie do in our video this week. And we can also share the Bibles with our friends in our neighborhood. We can read to them, or we can talk about the stories together. And you can find the happiness and the opportunity to talk about Jesus through prayer. And so what we want to do is allow people to understand why we love Jesus and why we hope that they'll one day love Jesus as well. Another fun way that we can invite people to become disciples of Jesus is inviting them to our virtual vacation Bible school, and that's happening next week. And that would be a really fun way to work together to learn about Jesus. The last way to become a disciple of Jesus is by serving others. Jesus lived a life where he put other people first. He says in Matthew 23:11 that the greatest among you will be called servant. When we serve others, it allows other people to see the goodness in you. If you help other people and tell them that Jesus taught you about helping others, it can make them curious. Then you can show them the love Jesus has provided for you. So you can do simple things like putting your family's dishes away. You can help your neighbor rake their leaves. You can write cards and letters to the elderly people who are right now kind of lonely in their residences. And these are all great ways to show your love for other people, just like Jesus showed his love for other people. Okay, so some of this stuff might seem a little bit scary and it might make you a little bit uncomfortable, but having to approach a classmate it can make you nervous, but you don't have to do it by yourself. We hear in Matthew 28, Jesus reminds us that he will be with us always. You don't need to be afraid to be doing these things because Jesus will be with you every step of the way. So when we go out and we talk to maybe new students at our school, or we meet a new friend on the playground, don't think of it as you have to go all over there all by yourself. Jesus is with you. He wants to help you. So he really wants us to show the love that we have towards him to other people in this world. And so I'm going to show you kind of an example to let us remember and visualize how we can show that love to people. So our water sort of represents our world. And what we want to do in this world is we want to spread love to everyone we meet. This is just shaving cream. And what I'm going to do is, sometimes our world kind of seems dark right now, but we can add the color and the love into the world by spreading the good news of Jesus. And see how my love and my color drips down? It may take a minute for this love to work and to show to other people, but with Jesus, our love spreads out to everyone. So as you think about how you can be a follower of Jesus, as you think about how you can be a good servant, I want you to think about how a little drop of love can expand to so much in this world. I pray you are safe and healthy. I pray that you have a great week ahead of you and that you're happy that you're done with your schoolwork for this year. Make sure you're reading. Make sure you're being kind to your parents. And I hope to see you next week. God bless you. Bye.